Hi, welcome to Miss Richardson's U.S. History 5-Minute Lectures. This information will be U.S. Notes 5.20 Vietnam War Review. It covers the second section on your Unit 5 study guide. So let's go ahead and get started. So first, I'm going to tell you, go get your materials. You need your study guide for this because we are reviewing. So if you don't have that, you need to go get it. In addition, before you run off to do that, you will also want to have your other notes, all of your Unit 5 notes from Part 2 of your study guide. So everything that covers Vietnam, which is 511 through 519. You also need something to write with, which you probably already have. And I would also suggest you get 3 different highlighters to help you with your studying. So especially those of you who don't have study habits at this point, I'm going to help you with a little bit of that. So I'll explain what to do with these later, but go ahead and grab those. So go ahead, pause the video and go get your materials, and then just come back and start up again when you're ready. All right, so the first thing we want to do, now that we have all our materials together, is you want to look at your study guide and go over the terms and people. You want to figure out, what do you know, what don't you remember? So to do that, I told you about the 3 highlighters. So pick one, and you could do this, mark them at the top of your page somehow. Pick one, so maybe I have green, yellow, and pink, because those kind of remind me of a stoplight. Green, to me, would mean that I know this. So as I go through and I look at the terms and people, things that I'm like, yes, I absolutely remember this, I know it, I can give you details about it, that I would choose as a green, and I would highlight those terms as green. I don't need to spend a lot of time on that. Red or pink, like the stoplight, stop, I need to spend time on this. I would use the red or pink to highlight the things I don't remember at all. I can't tell you anything about it. I can't make any connection to anything else with it. I just flat out don't remember this. I would make those pink. Those are the ones I need to go back and look at for sure. And then yellow are the ones that I feel like I have some idea on it, but I don't remember in detail. So if I have time, I'm going to go back and find out more about those. But they're not the ones that I have no clue on right now. I have some idea, just not, I don't remember everything. So that's how I would use the highlighters. So go ahead, take a minute and do that. And then once you have all of that done, you will go back and you, hopefully as you've been listening to the other notes, you've been putting the numbers of the notes down, what pieces are where. It makes it easier when you go to study. So then you would go and look at where your pink information is and where your yellow information is. You can go back through your notes and see if you can find that, and then you can highlight those terms and pieces in your notes. So for studying, you now have the things marked that you need, and you have it marked as yellow, green, or pink in your notes to tell you how much time you need to spend on it. So then if you need to, you can go back and listen to the notes entirely, or you can ask questions in class to get more information for those. So now go ahead, pause the video, and go work with your terms and people, with your highlighters and your notes to figure out, make sure you know all those things. All right, so now that you've done the terms and people, let's look at the Part 2 questions at the bottom of the section. Again, the same questions. What do you know? What information do you still need? And can you answer them with details? You need those details, so make sure you have them. So what I want you to do, again, with the highlighters, and you also have something to write with, you can write yourself some notes underneath of it. This question includes these terms or these ideas. So you can write some notes about it, use the highlighters to help you figure out those same things. And again, in your notes, you can kind of match those up. So go ahead, take a minute and do that. When you're done, come on back to the notes. Okay, and finally, what about that guiding question? So you actually have 2 on this one. So look at those. Can you answer them completely in a strong FRQ? Do your ideas create a good, organized paragraphs? So do you have information you can use as details and evidence? Do you have a strong thesis that answers the prompt, organizes your essay, includes content knowledge, and acknowledges the opposing viewpoint? So what I want you to do is choose one of the two prompts to write a thesis for. So go ahead, write a thesis for one of the two. You don't have to write two thesis statements, just one. But this is what I'm going to check for notes 5.20, so make sure you have it written. And once you've written the thesis, that is the end of your notes or of the review time. So now you've got some things set up so you can study them for the quiz as well as for the unit test and the final, right? So I'll see you in class. If you have questions, make sure you bring those. You now have things marked that you need more information on. So I'll see you in class tomorrow.